Alright, today what we're going to do here is a $35 million garage tour, give or take a few million, from the latest Arena Wars update. We're going to start here with the D-Class Impaler newly added to the game. I decided to go with the Future Shock version of this one, and what you'll see in this garage is a majority of them are Future Shock, because that is the best one in my opinion. As you can see here, it does have the laser phasers on the front, which is really cool. Benny rims, spikes on the side and on the back, top, other side as well. You run into the spikes yourself or anybody else, they will die, and obviously it's got the plow on the front here. The next vehicle in the line here will be the Western Death Bike Future Shock version. This one came from the Western Gargoyle bike. Now, that does have the spikes on the front, or on the side and on the back. I haven't been able to try to kill anybody with those yet successfully, or myself or anybody else, but the saws on the front definitely will kill you or anybody else. There are two downfalls about this vehicle. One, the obvious one of being in the open, so you're vulnerable to gunshots and explosions and such. But the other downfall that it has is no bulletproof tires, which is a big problem on most parts. Next vehicle here, we're working with here is the Vapid Slam Van. It's the original vehicle. This is now the Future Shock Slam Van. It's got the plow on the front, runs through things pretty well, all the spikes on the side. Now, I'm going to hop in this vehicle just to show you that once you get in it, there is a saw on this that does come out. And if you are successful in hitting somebody with that, it will definitely kill them. It does have spikes pretty much everywhere on the vehicle as well. But like the Death Bike, you don't have the ability to have bulletproof tires on here, so that is another downfall of this vehicle. Moving on next, one of my favorites here is the HVY Scarab Future Shock version. It's got a nice plow on the front, good for running through vehicles, but like most tanks, it does drive up vehicles a lot. Running into anywhere on the side will kill you. The spikes on the front or on the top will kill you. So if you see anybody driving this around, be very careful. And just like any other Future Shock vehicle on this list here, it does have the phaser laser, just to keep that in mind. The next one here, this actually came from the Glendale, believe it or not, the benefactor Glendale. It became the Future Shock Bruiser. It's got a nice plow on the front, good for ramming through cars, makes them fly quite well. I left it stock rims because it actually looks cool, and it does have the phasers on there. Spikes everywhere, so beware. You will die if you run into the vehicle at all. And it looks like we can't walk around the back side of it, so we'll just walk around the other side here. Anyway, so yeah, it's got spikes in every direction, awesome exhaust. All these vehicles do have nitrous oxide upgrades available, and they all jump, so that's pretty cool. Next vehicle on the list here. Now, this one came from the Rat Truck, which you wouldn't really expect it to become a monster truck, but it did. Now, what's going on here is they actually call it the Nightmare Sasquatch. Well, mine is the Nightmare version, but it is known as the Sasquatch. It's got huge tires on it, which is awesome. Doesn't have a lot of the spikes where, you know, you run into it and you die. It does have a kinetic cannon on it, which is pretty cool. Just makes cars fly. And then obviously the scoop here makes cars fly as well. But running on it, jumping on it, doesn't kill you at all. So that kind of lacks the fun in that, but it's still a great vehicle to drive around. The next vehicle that we have here is the Nightmare Dominator. Obviously it's coming from the actual Dominator that you just steal off the street here. It's got machine guns on it, 50 cal machine guns. Spikes everywhere, so if you run into the car, you're going to die like most other cars. It's got a tombstone here on the back that you can launch off at other people, so that's hilarious, especially when you're trying to troll somebody. Again, like the other Nightmare vehicle, it's got bright blue wheels on it, and basically whatever color you make the vehicle, it makes the color of the wheels as well, so that's pretty awesome. And then the spike, or the ram on the front, obviously, or the plow on the front, you know, knocking cars out of the way, and it's got pretty good power for that. The next one, mini death, if you will. What we have here is the Weeny Issi Classic Apocalypse version here. It's got the plow on the front, like most of the vehicles, the spikes on the side that will kill you, spikes on the back, again, that will also kill you. And because it's Apocalypse, I went ahead and put off-road wheels on it because why not? It's got the 50 cal machine guns on it, which is pretty awesome. And that's pretty much it for this vehicle. And then you get all different kinds of mines that you can lay down for them. I usually use EMPs because they disable people, and normally that's funny for me because it's really annoying for them. And then lastly, and this is my favorite of the vehicles, this would be the ZR380. Well, the Apocalypse version of it. Now, what you see on the front of this one is something else. It's not even a plow, it's just a big saw blade on the front. You just tap a car and it flies. Complete armor plating around it, very, very difficult to get shot in. Spikes on the side. And then also, just to add extra annoyance to this vehicle, it also has saws that come out the side, as you can see there, and on the back. So it's sure death for anybody if you run into them. And it is the fastest of the cars that were released, in my opinion, here, and the best one, and which is exactly why it's my favorite. But yeah, this is just the beast of all beasts. So yeah, I'd just like to thank you very much for watching this video here. You have a great day, and like, comment, and subscribe.